and they get kind of bowed up to be, because people think that leading is making all the decisions. No, leading is making sure you make right decisions.
That's good.
And for an organization, it's crazy for a point leader to feel and to take on the responsibility of having to be the smartest person in the room. So again, I tell people all the time, you've got to have a system that allows you to get the best people to the table to make the decisions that are being made, and you got to get the right people based on the decision being made. So sometimes org chart gets completely in the way. People want to make decisions based on an organizational chart. It's a terrible idea. I understand why leaders do it because, well, if we invite her, then we bypass him. But I've said, look, you've got to have a system that allows you to get the right people in the room. Then you'll make good decisions. And I think that's why it's easy for me to trust our process.
Yeah, that's great. In terms of humility, you start experiencing the success as a leader, and it's easy to become arrogant. And I said to a crowd yesterday, arrogance is not a choice. I mean, it just kind of slips up on you.
Yeah.
How do you keep that from happening when you start experiencing some success?
The short answer is my sister-in-law. She keeps me straight. She reminds me, Andy, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
So that's the short answer. Again, I think it has everything to do with the culture. There are cultures. One of the best books I read on this isn't even about this. It's Inside the Third Reich by Albert Speer. He was Hitler's architect. He became his chief of armaments. So he was with Adolf Hitler from the days when nobody knew Hitler all the way through the day that Hitler took his life.
Wow.
And so it's a big old thick, it's a history book. But at the end, he makes a statement about the development of a court, the development of an entourage that begins to change the leader. And he talks about the importance of resisting that, how Hitler never resisted that. So eventually he was surrounded by people that sort of created the Adolf Hitler that history knows.
Wow.
So when I read that, I mean, it's purely negative illustration. I thought, that's it. You have to learn to resist the development of a court. And if you do that, you'll be surrounded by the right people.
That's awesome.
If you lean into that, because everybody loves to be taken care of, and what can I do for you, and what can I get for you? But that's the beginning of the end. Then you really can't trust the people that are closest.
Well, and it's easy to think that you're the exception, that you can handle it.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody's really made
I don't think I'm the exception. Because I've seen much smarter, more talented, more gifted people just, blow things up at the end, either with their marriage or morality, something to do with money.
Yeah.
And there's a sense of entitlement that comes with leadership. Once you're successful, there's a sense of, well, I've worked so hard, I deserve this.
Well, I've seen that.
And we all have. And to be able to catch that thinking, to go, okay, Andy, that's entitlement thinking. You think you're entitled to something someone else isn't because of something you've done. Big red flag.
Do you talk about this openly with your staff?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Yeah.
I in my staff meetings, I say, I don't want to catch anybody with a WWAD bracelet on. What would Andy do? If I catch anyone making a decision based on, okay, what would Andy want us to do? I said, that's not a good thing. That will infuriate me. I want you to make decisions that are best for the organization, and if I don't like it, and we talk about it, and I'm convinced that you knew I wouldn't like it, but you did it anyway based on what you thought was best for the organization, you're a hero.
Yeah.
You're a hero. So I constantly sow those seeds to give permission to people because I want to build a great group of churches.
Yeah.
I want to, when I walk away, I want to watch it work without me. I mean, that's ultimately success. And